Ever noticed how a grocery store parking lot resembles the opening scene of a nature documentary? Well, buckle up, folks, because you're about to embark on an epic grocery shopping expedition where the parking lot is our Serengeti, and we, my friends, are both the hunters and the hunted. Imagine this. You pull into the lot, and the first thing you see is a pack of parking predators, those savvy shoppers circling the aisles like a pack of hyenas, ready to pounce on any spot that becomes available. They've got the patience of a crocodile, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. And let me tell you, if you happen to be pulling out of a spot, you better believe you've got a target on your back. Then, there's the parking peacocks. These are the people with the flashy cars that take up 2 spots. They're not here for the hunt. They're here to be seen. You can spot them a mile away, their shiny feathers, paint jobs, gleaming in the sun. Of course, we can't forget about the parking pigeons. These are your everyday shoppers, just trying to find a spot and get their shopping done. They're not interested in the hunt. They just want to get in, get out, and avoid becoming roadkill in the process. And finally, there's me. I'm the squirrel of the parking lot. I'm not a predator, I'm not a peacock, and I'm certainly not a pigeon. I'm just here, scurrying around trying to find a nut, or in my case, a parking spot that's not a mile away from the store. And like a squirrel, I usually end up settling for a spot that's way too far away because, let's face it, those prime spots are for the predators, not for us squirrels. So next time you're in the grocery store parking lot, take a moment to appreciate the wild kingdom that it truly is. Because in the end, we're all just animals in this concrete jungle trying to find a parking spot. Once you've battled your way through the parking lot, it's time to navigate the terrain inside. Now get this, aisle 5 is like the Serengeti of the grocery store, the grazing grounds for herbivores. And by herbivores, I mean the health food enthusiasts. You can spot them by their organic cotton tote bags and the faint whiff of kale and quinoa that follows them around. They're the ones nibbling on gluten-free, dairy-free, everything-free crackers and discussing the virtues of almond milk over soy. They'll stand there in the middle of the aisle, holding up traffic while they have a full-blown debate about whether chia seeds are superior to flax seeds. Meanwhile, I'm trying to maneuver around them to get to the cookies on the other side. Who needs flax seeds when you've got chocolate chips, am I right? But here's the thing, I've noticed that if you take a detour through aisle 5, you start to feel healthier by association. It's like osmosis. Suddenly, I'm contemplating buying a bag of organic granola, and I don't even know what granola is. I've seen people come out of aisle 5 looking like they've just run a marathon. They're glowing, they're radiant, they've got this whole, I just ate a salad and I feel fantastic vibe going on. And there I am standing there with my cookies, suddenly feeling like I need to reassess my life choices. So if you ever want to feel like you're doing something good for your health without actually doing anything, just take a stroll down aisle 5. You'll feel like you've just done a yoga class and a juice cleanse all in one go. But remember, it's all about balance. So don't forget to grab some cookies on your way out. But I'll take a detour through aisle 5, just to feel healthier by association. And then, there's the free sample stations, the watering holes of the grocery savannah. You know what I'm talking about, right? Those little oases of mini cheese cubes, cocktail sausages, and tiny cups of new age beverages that taste like liquid kale. It's like a tiny buffet, a smorgasbord of bite-sized delights that have no business being together. It's here that the grocery store's ecosystem is in full swing. You've got the grazers, those health-conscious folks who've come over from aisle 5 picking at the vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free, fun-free alternatives. They're like the gazelles of the grocery store, nibbling at the edges, always on the lookout for the next health trend. Then, there are the hyenas, the ones who circle around picking off the leftovers when the crowd disperses. They're not picky. They'll take the last bit of anything, even if it's a dried-up piece of something that used to be cheese. And let's not forget the lions, the king of the grocery store jungle. They're the ones who confidently march up to the station, take more than their fair share, and walk off without a care in the world. But the most interesting of all are the chameleons. These are the folks that blend into the background, pretending to be interested in the nearby canned goods while they wait for the crowd to thin. They're the masters of the stealth grab and go. And then, there's me. The confused flamingo standing on one leg, wondering why the heck I'm eating a sushi sample next to the canned soup. The dynamics at these watering holes are fascinating. You've got people who haven't spoken to another human being in days suddenly bonding over the last piece of freebie pizza. It's like watching a nature documentary, but instead of David Attenborough's voice, you hear the store's music playing in the background. The best part? You see the same faces at every station and you start wondering, is this their lunch plan? Are they surviving on a diet of random samples? It's a grocery store mystery, folks. It's wild out there. But the real adventure? The checkout line. This is the climax of our grocery store safari, folks. You might think you're just buying groceries, but oh no, you're playing a high-stakes game of strategy and endurance. This is where you'll either triumph or taste the bitterness of defeat. First, you're faced with the daunting task of choosing a line. You think it's just about length, right? Wrong. It's about the cashier's speed, the customer's payment method, and the number of unidentified objects in their cart. You know, the ones that will inevitably require a price check. Then there's the self-checkout. This should be the fast track, right? It's like the express lane to freedom. But it's more like a cruel game of whack-a-mole. Every time you think you've got it, bam! Unexpected item in the bagging area. It's always unexpected. Like my sudden urge to abandon my groceries and live off the land. And let's not forget the bagging. Some stores let you bag your own groceries. It's like a test. They're watching you, judging your bagging skills. If you put the eggs under the canned goods, they know you're an amateur. But if you can balance a bag with a gallon of milk, a loaf of bread, and a dozen eggs without breaking anything, you're a grocery store god. But the best part? The walk of shame when you have to go back into the store because you forgot the one thing you actually came for. That's right, folks. The moment you realize you've left the list at home. The list that you spent half an hour painstakingly crafting to ensure you wouldn't forget anything. And there you are, standing in the parking lot, juggling 6 bags of groceries and a family-sized pack of toilet paper, when it hits you. You forgot the milk. The very reason you subjected yourself to the wild in the first place. So you muster up the courage, swallow your pride, and march back into the store. You try to blend in, act like you're just a casual shopper who decided to pop back in for a quick second round. But let's be real, you're not fooling anyone. The cashiers, they know. They've seen that defeated look before. So, the next time you go grocery shopping, remember, it's not just an errand, it's an adventure. It's a safari through the concrete jungle. A journey into the wild aisles of the supermarket. You're not just picking up milk and bread, folks. You're a brave explorer, navigating treacherous parking lots, grazing through health food aisles, and braving the social watering holes of the free sample stations. You're the mastermind behind strategic checkout line choices, and the brave soul who endures the self-checkout's sadistic game. And let's not forget the noble walk of shame when you forget that one crucial item. It's all part of the grand adventure that is grocery shopping. So gear up, explorers, prepare to face the wild, and remember that every trip to the supermarket is a comedy adventure where you're both the hero and the one being laughed at. Alright folks, it's time to tie up this grocery bag of giggles as we roll our shopping carts to the finish line of our supermarket shenanigans. Don't forget to spill the beans on your own hilarious grocery tales in the comments below. Thanks for tuning into the Quirky Chronicle. And hey, double check that grocery list unless you enjoy surprise mystery meals. Stay quirky, folks.